The Miniature Map Mystery. Anya loved everything tiny and perfectly made. Her room was a wonderland of miniature heroes and fantastical creatures, each one a special treasure. Her favorite was a shimmering blue gown-wearing adventurer, brave and bold. Anya imagined all the grand quests this tiny hero could embark on. One sunny afternoon, her friend Rohan visited. "Wow, Anya!" he exclaimed, looking at her collection. "They look like they're about to jump right off the shelf." Suddenly, a tiny sparkle erupted from the blue gown adventurer. It grew brighter and brighter, swirling around the figurine like a miniature galaxy. Anya and Rohan gasped as the light pulsed, then faded, leaving behind a miniature map. It was no bigger than Anya's thumb, with tiny, squiggly lines. "A treasure map," whispered Rohan, his eyes gleaming. Anya carefully picked up the map. It felt warm in her hand. But where does it lead? She wondered. The map showed a path through the whispering willow woods, a small patch of trees behind Anya's house. "It's an adventure waiting to happen," Anya declared. With a small backpack filled with snacks and a magnifying glass, Anya and Rohan set off. The woods felt different today, full of tiny rustles and secret whispers. They followed the map's tiny lines, past mossy rocks and under giant ferns. Rohan used the magnifying glass to spot clues, while Anya kept the map safe. Finally, they found it. Hidden beneath a gnarled root was a tiny, sparkling box. Inside, nestled on soft velvet, was a miniature, glowing crystal. It was the adventurer's lost treasure. Naira and the Whispering Woods. In a cozy little house, nestled beside a whispering willow tree, lived a girl named Naira. She loved to read stories of faraway lands and brave princesses, often dreaming of adventures beyond her quiet garden. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the oldest part of her garden, Naira stumbled upon a hidden gate, overgrown with shimmering vines. Curiosity sparkled in her eyes. As she pushed the gate open, a swirl of stardust enveloped her, and she found herself in a breathtaking, vibrant meadow. Flowers of every color bloomed, and the air hummed with a gentle magic. Suddenly, a tiny, radiant figure with shimmering wings appeared before her. It was Alara, a princess fairy from the Whispering Woods, her gown sparkling like morning dew. "Welcome, Naira," Alara's voice chimed like tiny bells. "I have been waiting for you. The Whispering Woods needs your unique spirit." Naira, though surprised, felt a strange sense of belonging. Alara explained that a shadow had fallen over their realm, dimming the magic of the ancient heartwood tree. Only a human with a pure heart and a strong belief in wonder could help reignite its light. Together they journeyed deeper into the Whispering Woods. Naira felt a newfound courage as Alara guided her through glowing mushroom circles and across sparkling streams. They arrived at the heartwood tree, its once vibrant leaves now dull and gray. Naira placed her hand on its ancient bark, closing her eyes and remembering all the stories of courage she had ever read. A warm, golden light began to emanate from her hand, spreading through the tree. The leaves shimmered, turning vibrant green, and tiny lights danced around them. The magic was returning. Alara clapped her hands with joy. "You did it, Naira. You reminded us that true magic comes from within." Naira smiled, realizing her own story was just beginning. The Song of Lumina. In the heart of the shimmering realm of Lumina lived Anvesha, a kind young woman with a gift for crafting wonders. Her workshop, nestled among glowing crystal trees, was filled with the gentle hum of magic and the sparkle of her creations. Among them was Lyra, a tiny, spirited companion who often perched on Anvesha's shoulder, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. Lumina was a world woven from pure light and joy. Its skies were painted with endless auroras, and its forests whispered ancient secrets. But a shadow had begun to stretch across this vibrant land, the shadow of Umbra, a wizard whose heart was as cold as the deepest night. He sought to gather all the light, believing it would grant him ultimate power, leaving Lumina in eternal twilight. Slowly, subtly, the vibrant hues of Lumina began to dim. The crystal trees lost their brightest sparkle, and the laughter of the forest creatures grew quieter. Anvesha felt it in her soul, a chill that seeped into the warmth of her workshop. She knew Umbra's influence was growing stronger, threatening to plunge their beautiful world into darkness. "We cannot let this happen, Lyra," Anvesha declared, her voice filled with determination. Lyra chirped in agreement, fluttering her tiny wings. "But what can we do?" Lyra asked, her voice a soft chime. Anvesha remembered an old tale, a legend of a forgotten light, not of power, but of pure, unifying harmony, said to be hidden deep within the Whispering Caves. With courage in their hearts, Anvesha and Lyra set off. The forest, though still beautiful, was muted, its usual vibrant greens now softer, its glowing flowers less brilliant. Along their path, they saw gentle forest sprites huddling together, their tiny faces etched with fear. Anvesha offered them a reassuring smile, promising to bring back Lumina's full light. After a long journey, they arrived at the entrance of the Whispering Caves. The mouth of the cave was a gaping maw, shrouded in deeper shadows than the forest. A cold, damp air emanated from within, and the usual cave sounds were replaced by an eerie silence. Lyra, usually so bold, clung a little tighter to Anvesha's shoulder. Inside, it was truly dark. Lyra, sensing Anvesha's unease, began to glow softly, casting a small circle of light around them. Her light revealed ancient symbols carved into the cave walls. Anvesha, tracing the patterns with her finger, began to decipher them. "It's not a light to be found," she whispered, "but a song to be sung. A song of unity, of all Lumina's hearts beating as one." Just as Anvesha understood the ancient message, a chilling presence filled the cave. Umbra, sensing their discovery, sent forth shadowy tendrils that snaked through the darkness, trying to block their path and extinguish Lyra's small light. The air grew heavy and cold, and the shadows seemed to whisper menacingly. Taking a deep breath, Anvesha began to sing. Her voice, at first soft and hesitant, grew stronger, weaving a melody of hope and togetherness. Lyra, inspired, added her own high, pure notes, and together their voices filled the cave. The shadowy tendrils recoiled, unable to withstand the harmony. A gentle, golden warmth began to spread, pushing back the darkness. As they emerged from the Whispering Caves, the world of Lumina greeted them with a renewed glow. The auroras in the sky shimmered brighter, and the crystal trees sparkled with their former glory. Umbra's shadow had receded, not entirely gone, but weakened by the powerful song of unity. Anvesha and Lyra smiled at each other, knowing that as long as Lumina's hearts beat as one, its light would never truly fade. Pip's Berry. Little Pip, the tiny mouse, lived in a cozy little house. Her tummy rumbled, soft and low. "Time for a snack," she said. "I know." She tiptoed out, past green and blue, past morning drops of sparkling dew. She looked for treats, a tasty bite, under the sun's warm golden light. Then in the grass a flash of red, a perfect berry she saw ahead. It sat so round, so plump and sweet, a yummy, wonderful, tiny treat. She pushed and pulled with all her might to roll the berry, red and bright. It was too big, her paws too small. She couldn't move it, not at all. Pip stopped to think a clever thought. "I'll get some help," she said she ought. "I'll find a friend we'll work as two, and share this berry, me and you." So off she went, a little dash, to find a friend in a quick flash. She found a beetle, shiny and black, and said, "Please help me on my track." The beetle wiggled, said, "I'll try," and followed Pip beneath the sky. They came back to the berry red and pushed together, just as she said. They pushed and pushed, with happy grins. The berry rolled, the fun begins. It rolled along, a happy sound, across the soft and grassy ground. They shared the berry, sweet and grand, the best of treats in all the land. A happy lesson, true and deep. Good friends are treasures you should keep. And so they learned, that little pair, that sharing is a joy to share. With friends beside you, small and true, there's nothing that you cannot do. A book of rhymes. Milo, Milo, are you there? I see a crumb upon your hair. Yes, Mama, yes, I'm right here. What's the crumb, my Mama dear? Did you take a cookie, son? Did you eat just one, my one? Little star, so high above, shining down with happy love. Like a diamond you do gleam, in the sky a lovely dream. When the sun has gone to rest, you're the friend I love the best. Little fish, so quick and free, swimming in the deep blue sea. In the water, you're the queen, happiest place you've ever been. We will try to build a tower to the sky. We will win, a happy feeling deep within. Photo shoot. Today, he was preparing for a very important photo shoot. He had chosen his favorite blue shirt and a striped tie, making sure every button was perfectly aligned. He slipped on his shiny black formal shoes, feeling taller and more grown-up with every step. Perfect, he whispered, admiring his reflection. Then came the pose. He stood tall, one leg crossed elegantly over the other, his hands clasped in a respectful salam gesture, just like he'd seen in his mom's fashion magazines. In his mind, the plain wall behind him transformed into a luxurious, dark background. Soft, cinematic lights illuminated him, making him feel like a true star. He even imagined a faded portrait of himself, wearing cool black sunglasses, appearing mysteriously behind him, adding to the premium magazine vibe. Arian, he thought, a metallic text shimmering in the imaginary background. It was the name he sometimes used for his most stylish alter ego. Every detail was perfect. From his perfectly styled hair to the confident glint in his eyes, Alden was ready for his imaginary cover shoot. He knew that even without a real camera, the most important thing was to feel good and confident in his own skin, ready to face any adventure. And with a final imaginary click, Alden knew he had captured the perfect moment, a memory of style and self-belief, forever in his heart. Kian, the Seitan Bucha. Kian was not just any boy. He was Kian, a whirlwind of giggles and grand plans. He loved his little toy motorcycle, pretending it was a roaring beast ready for the wildest adventures. Vroom, vroom, he'd whisper, zooming his toy across the rug. But in his mind, he wasn't on the rug at all. He was deep in a magnificent jungle, riding a shiny red bike. One sunny morning, Kian decided his backyard was too small for his adventurous spirit. He put on vroom, vroom, he'd whisper, zooming his toy across the rug. But in his mind, he wasn't on the rug at all. He was deep in a magnificent jungle, riding a shiny red bike. One sunny morning, Kian decided his backyard was too small for his adventurous spirit. He put on his explorer's helmet and boots, ready to discover new lands. As he zoomed along a winding path, a flash of blue and gold caught his eye. Perched high on a branch was a magnificent parrot, squawking a cheerful, "Hello." Kian stopped his bike and waved. The parrot, whose name was Coco, fluttered down and landed on his shoulder. "Where are you off to, little adventurer?" Coco chirped. "To find the biggest, brightest flower in the whole jungle," Kian declared. Coco giggled. "I know just the way, but it's a secret path only for the bravest." Kian, being a bit of a Seitan Bucha, loved secrets. They bumped and bounced along, deeper and deeper. Finally, they arrived at a clearing. There, shimmering in the sunlight, was a flower so big and so bright, it looked like a tiny sun. Kian gasped. "It's even better than I imagined." Coco preened, proud of their discovery. Kian knew this was the best adventure ever, not just because of the flower, but because of his new friend. As the sun began to set, Kian and Coco made their way back. Kian was tired, but his heart was full of joy. He knew many more adventures awaited him, even if they were just in his backyard. Back in his room, Kian hugged his toy motorcycle. He was a Saitan Bucha, with a heart full of courage, and every day was an invitation to a new, exciting journey.